So hello everybody and welcome to another video. We are here today in the md80 and today's flight will be a flight from Cardiff, Echo Golf Foxtrot to London Stansted, Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. We are in the cockpit now, we are completely cold and dark, and let's start up the aircraft. So focus on the overhead panel. Close the ground communication, and we have to switch on the battery. Okay, battery on. Emergency light on, and we make the attendant call in order to make the startup checklist. Before the attendant call, we have to start up the APU in order to have some power. So start pump on, and left fuel pump on, and APU master on run. Wait a few seconds, then we can start the APU. Okay, we monitor the APU RPM and the EGT. Both are rising now. Okay, APU is started, but we don't have electric power from the APU, so we have to reset the APU generator. We do it now. Now we have electric power and the bus is available, so we start the APU bus. And now we can make the emergency light checks. So attendant call, PA.
PA and emergency light test.
Light test.
Emergency lights okay.
Okay. The emergency lights are operative. So we go ahead with the aircraft preparation. We switch on the anti-skid and the U-damper and do the stall test. Wind shear test.
Headwind, shear, headwind, shear, headwind, shear. Tailwind, shear, tailwind, shear, tailwind, shear.
We also do the proximity warning test.
Light slow. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Okay, switch on the CRT monitors, both primary flight display and the navigation display. Here we go. And reset the artificial horizon. Reset the master caution. Very good. Go ahead with the aircraft preparation and focus again on the overhead panel. We switch on the windshield anti-ice and check the pitot heat. Switch on no smoking and seat belts. Now we need some air conditioning inside the cabin, so we switch on the APU air. We have pressure on the indicator, so we can switch on the packs, and we put both packs on auto, and we activate the cross lever pneu fits Now we have air flowing in the cabin. Go ahead with the annunciator light test. This is the button, and we check that all the lights in the cockpit are operative. Very good. Switch off the light test now. Next we take a look to the standard departure. The standard departure is this one, the Brecon 1 Alpha. So we will take off from runway 300, follow runway heading after the takeoff, and before our right turn we have to be between flight 2,300 and 600 feet, make the right turn. Then we have a few waypoints heading for Brecon VOR, and the first is Delta 15, at which we have to be between 3,500 and 6,000, and then Delta 11 between 4,500 and 6,000, and then Delta 60 at flight level 6,000. Then we reach Brecon VOR. Okay. So take a look at the chart of the airport. This is Cardiff Airport. Echo Golf Foxtrot Foxtrot. We are parked here at parking number 9. And for the takeoff we will make a pushback facing south, and then go through Alpha Taxiway. We will follow Alpha Taxiway down to the runway threshold here on Alpha 2, passing Alpha 2, then Charlie, and then align for the takeoff. So get back to the cockpit and start with the FMC setup. So Echo Golf Foxtrot is the airport, and we set the position using the GPS position. Then we go to route. The destination is London Stansted, Echo Golf Sierra. The first waypoint of the route is Brecon, Bravo Charlie November. So Bravo Charlie November is the first waypoint. Then we enter the airway, Uniform November 864, Uniform November 864 to DICAS. Oh, that's an invalid entry. Maybe there's an error. So Uniform November 864, we do it again. That should be DICAS. All right. Then from DICAS, Uniform Lima 9 to Compton, Charlie Papa Tango. Then Quebec 295 to Bravo Papa Kilo. And from Bravo Papa Kilo we will enter the standard arrival while on flight. So we activate the route, execute that, and go to perform initialization. So fuel on board is 5.6 tons. Zero fuel weight is 5.4, 50.4, sorry, 50.4 in the zero fuel weight. And the fuel on board is 5.6 tons in November. Reserve is 1 ton, cost index is 50, and that's right. And our cruise altitude will be 200. We execute that. Transition altitude for Cardiff. Let me see. Is 6,000. Is correct. So we go to takeoff. We open the takeoff data, and for 56,000 tons, the V1 is 124, the VR is 130 knots, and the V2 is 138. Okay, all is set. So we focus on the main panel. And on the FGCP, we enter the on the speed window. We have to put in the V2 plus 10 knots, which is 148 knots. So 148 is set. We set the altitude to 6,000 feet, which is the maximum altitude that we can reach on the standard departure. We switch on both flight directors and arm 6,000. We set the heating on the runway heating, which is 300. Is set. Okay, we can call for the boarding. Okay, boarding is starting now. Close the takeoff data. So passenger boarding is starting, and we go back on the pedestal panel. Now we have to listen to the 80s, so the frequency is 122.0.
Echo Golf, Foxtrot, information, Hotel 17500, weather, wind 10, at 9, visibility 10, sky condition, ceiling 2,800, open ceiling 3,500, overcast, moderate rain, temperature, fair, dew point 3 QNH, 1013, advice on initial.
Okay, 1013 is already set. On the navigation display we set map mode plan mode, and we check all the waypoints, check that we have no discontinuities, so we step every single waypoint.
Signore e signori, il comandante Alessandro Sesta e il suo equipaggio sono lieti di ospitarvi a bordo di questo MD Super 80.
Very good.
Per la vostra sicurezza vi invitiamo ad allacciare le cinture, a controllare la chiusura del tavolino di fronte a voi e a mantenere lo schienale della poltrona in posizione verticale fino a dopo il riposo. Vi informiamo che da questo momento, al fine di evitare interferenze con la strumentazione di bordo, tutte le cellulari.
Get back on the FMC and put the standard departure.
Durante la crociera siete pregati di contattare in anticipo un assistente di volo. Grazie.
So for running 30, we have the brake on 1 alpha and execute that.
Around set, please fasten your seatbelts and check that your tray tables and seatbacks are in that right position until after takeoff. In order to avoid interference with plane instruments, please switch off all.
Now we also check every single constraint of the route.
For the use of any other apparatus, so please ask cabin crew first. Thank you.
Okay, Delta 211 3,500 or above is okay. Delta 211 4,500 or above is okay, and then 6,000 feet
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this BCN no smoking flight.
before
Kindly
break-on.
request you to place your hand baggage in the stowage compartment above your seat or under the seat in front of you. Thank you.
Now we do the fire test for both engine.
Fire left engine. Fire right engine.
Very good. So the altitude is set and armed to 6,000 feet, but in our flight plan we have to reach the 2,000, so we set 2,000 feet. Sorry, flight level 200. I'm checking the standard departure. So in the standard departure we have a maximum altitude of 6,000 feet, so I think it's better get back to 6,000, because this version of the md80 does not have between altitude restriction. So if I set 2,000 here, it is possible that the aircraft will not respect the constraint of maximum altitude of 6,000 during the SID. So we get back to 6,000 feet, and we will set 2,000 to flight level 200 while after passing the BRICOM DOR. So the boarding is complete, so we can call for the pushback facing south, and we do it now. Okay, ready for the pushback. In the copilot panel we switch on the light and the auxiliary hydraulic pumps in order to have pressure, hydraulic pressure here. Here comes the truck. Okay, parking brake is set. Ready for push. We also set takeoff here on the TRP. We do a full power takeoff today. So full toggle power. Okay, parking brake is released. Okay, in the overhead we switch on all the fuel pumps. Engine started on both and backs off. Okay, starting number 1. And 2. And 1. Fuel in. Starter cut off. Starting number 2. And 2. And 1. Fuel bulb. And starter cut out. Okay, air supply on auto, and we can close the crossfield valves. Parking brake is set. So, flat 15, auto brake, take off. And spoilers armed. Switch on the taxi light. Okay, we are clear for the taxi. We switch off the APU power, APU bus. And switch off the APU. Okay, ready for taxi. full left, full right, forward,
desideriamo richiamare la nostra attenzione
full
sulle
backward.
valutazioni di sicurezza di quest'aereo. Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly ask you to pay attention as we cover some of the safety features of this aircraft. Osservate come allacciare e stringere e slacciare la cintura di sicurezza. Please pay attention on how to fasten, tighten and unfasten your seatbelt.
Now we are taxiing on Alpha, heading for Alpha 2, which is right in front of us.
Flight attendant has demonstrated emergency exit. Please locate the nearest one. In case of evacuation, an escape path marking will help you to reach the exit. In caso di decompressione, le mascherette d'ossigeno si presenteranno automaticamente. Prendete una maschera e raggiungatela portandola sul viso. Coprite naso e bocca e respirate normalmente. In case of decompression, oxygen mask will automatically appear. Pull the mask towards you, cover il nose and mouth and breathe normally. Il salvagente si trova nella tasca sotto la vostra poltrona. In caso di necessità indossatelo come vi sta mostrando l'assistente di volo. Agganciate le cinghie sul davanti e tirate le due estremità in modo che aderisca bene. Raggiungete l'uscita e gonfiate il salvagente solo al momento di abbandonare l'aereo tirando le maniglie rosse. Il salvagente può essere gonfiato anche soffiando nei tubi di gomma. The life jacket is located under your seat. In case of need, wear it and reach the exit nearest to you. The life jacket must be inflated by pulling the red tabs on leaving the aircraft. It can also be inflated by blowing to the rubber tubes. For further information, please look at the safety instruction card facing the support.
Okay, passing Alpha 2 now.
Thank you for your attention.
We turn
Ulteriori informazioni vi raccomandiamo di prendere
on the right
le norme di sicurezza
for
e di
Charlie.
il cartoncino posto nella tasca della poltrona davanti a voi. Grazie per l'attenzione.
And here we are at Charlie. So we stop here at Charlie. Okay, parking brake before takeoff checklist. Landing lights. And transponder on TA array. Flaps are 15 set, 15 visualized, and we have to set the trim. Trim is 7. Setting the trim now. Okay, the trim is set. Everything seems good. Constraints are already inserted in the FMS. So we are ready to line up. Switching toga mode. Okay, ready. %40 on one. And auto throttle.
Takeoff thrust set.
Check.
Flip.
straight.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Nav. Nav track.
Gear up. Lights out.
VNAV. Climb thrust.
Climb thrust set.
Now we manually fly the SID this time. So we follow the flight director. Nav track and VNAV climb are already set. Flaps up. Auto brakes off.
Flap 0.
Check. We go with FMS override and we set 220 on the speed selector. Coming to 6,000, the aircraft is leveling off as per SID restriction. Okay, leveled at 6,000 feet. We are correctly following the SID path and we switch on the autopilot. Autopilot 1 on. So after takeoff checklist, flaps up.
Slats retracted.
We switch off the FMS override so the aircraft can take over the power, and on the pedestal panel, speed brakes off. Set the heating to 036. Now we can set the final altitude to flight level 200. I already done this on the altitude selector and arm the altitude. FMA is saying that we are in VNAV level because we have to maintain 6,000 feet. over the last point of the SID before beacon VOR. Now we have an MCDU message which is saying enable next altitude, so we reset the VNAV and the aircraft is starting to climb again. We also switch on the meteor radar. Okay, we are coming on top of clouds. Landing lights off, and seat belts and no smoking off. Set the heating in order to follow the nav track. 108. 108 is set. Okay, we're coming to flight level 200 and the aircraft is capturing the altitude. now we set the TRP to cruise. So okay, now we are on cruise. We have flown, I think, a decent standard departure. Unfortunately, the only, let's say, flaw, bug of the aircraft, of this aircraft, is that I can't set on the FMS constraints for between altitudes constraints. I can only set the constraint at altitude or above or below a certain altitude, but not between altitude constraint. I think that this bug is resolved on the FSX or Prepar 3D version of the aircraft. I'm not so sure of this, but I saw some videos of people and the FMS. I think that the FMS in the Prepar 3D can manage between altitude constraints. So okay, we are on cruise, and the descent and approach will be made on another video. So thank you for being with me, and bye bye.